What's up, YouTube, and welcome to episode 5 of my Pokemon Firered Nuzlocke challenge. I'm Insane Dragonite HD, and as you can see, now we're officially heading up to Mount Moon. Now, we've reached the Pokemon Center next to Mount Moon, which is very convenient because no other Pokemon game has a Pokemon Center right next to the actual cave. I think Heart Gold and Silver does, but I don't remember. So yeah, I'm going to talk about like my opinion and stuff on this anime, the new Pokemon anime. Now, for me, the new Pokemon anime is actually very good. I enjoy it. It's actually one of my favorite animes. It's actually my favorite anime. Second would be, I think, Fullmetal Alchemist would fall into there. So we're going to run into a Zubat. Obviously, I'm not going to capture the Zubat because I don't care if it is a Nuzlocke challenge. I do not want a Zubat even for a Nuzlocke challenge. But then, oh my god, I just remembered that since this is 3rd gen, since this is past 2nd gen, Zubat evolves into Crobat after Golbat. So this man's going to say suspicious men are in the cave and that he wants to battle. So Bugcatcher Kent is going to challenge to a battle. He's going to send out his Weedle, who's level 11. We're going to send out Mira, and we have a type advantage because Weedle is a bug type and we are a flying type, and Weedle's going to use String Shot on us, obviously lowering our speed. But we're going to go for another peck, he's going to go for the Poison Sting, which is going to do 4 damage and poison us. And again, we're going to go for the peck, which is going to give us a crit, it's going to be super effective, obviously. And we're going to get plus 100. We're going to get 121 XP. And now Kent is going to send out Kakuna. Now, obviously, by the level of his Kakuna, I'm guessing that it only knows Harden, which is obviously one of the worst moves in the Pokemon games. We're going to go for our peck, which is gonna give us a super effective move, and his Kakuna is going to go for Harden, which is going to raise its defense, and we're going to move on to using peck again, which is going to give us another critical after regardless of it using Harden. Now, obviously, if you use Harden and then an opponent uses a super effective move, it's still going to do a lot of damage, regardless if you use Harden until your defense couldn't rise anymore. So now we're going to continue with Peck, and we're going to use Peck, and his health's going to go down, and we're going to get hurt by poison again, which is going to bring us down to 9 health. We're going to use Peck again, which is going to faint his Kakuna, and obviously it's going to give us a level up. Mira's going to level 9, and our stats are going to not go up very much. She's oh my god. So, oh my god. I've been completely forgetting what to say. I don't know what happened. I went from being really good at this kind of commentary to being really bad at this commentary style. I don't know what's wrong. So, as you can see, we're pretty much lost, and we've started Mount Moon. So yeah, and just a heads up, we're gonna get lost in Mount Moon for a couple episodes. So yeah, here's an item over here. It's a Paralyzed Heal, which is a kind of useful item for now. But we're gonna run into another Pokemon, which is another Zubat. But since we ran into the first Pokemon in this route, we're not allowed to capture that Zubat. I wish I would have been smarter and thought that Zubat evolves into Crobat in this gen during high happiness during the day, which is what we want. So we get a Geodude, which we actually could have used, since Geodude is actually a pretty useful Pokemon in my opinion, because Geodude does evolve into Graveler, and once you get a Graveler, you have a very good Pokemon. So what? I'm waiting for my friends to find me here. You're in a cave. How can your friends find you? So we get this idiot lass named Iris, who obviously could wait outside for her friends rather than waiting inside a cave. She's in the middle of a huge cave, and she thinks that her friends can find her. When you're in the middle of the cave, your friends cannot find you. You're in the middle of nowhere. How can your friends find you? I don't know how that's possible, but apparently it is. So yeah, she's gonna go for the Growl, which is gonna she's gonna go for the Infatuation, which is obviously gonna make Mira fall in love with this Clefairy, which is going to be a huge drawback to what we're going to do. But to save time, we're going to switch back to Jake, and we're going to send out Jake to prevent feigning. And since Jake is actually a male, we do have a chance of it using Attract and making us fall in love with it, which would be really annoying. Which would be really annoying because I don't think Jake is actually really in love with this CLEFAIRY. So we're gonna get obviously a super effective move. Her CLEFAIRY is gonna go for double slap, which is gonna attack us 2 to 3 times and make us lose like I think 10 health or so. So we're gonna knock out her CLEFAIRY, and Mira's gonna gain 102 EXP points, along with Jake gaining 100. So we're going to give our Pokemon a couple of potions. Obviously, Jake's gonna need a potion, and so is Mira. But it's going to heal Mira to full health, but not Jake. So yeah, obviously we're gonna head upwards into Mount Moon, and we're gonna run into another Pokemon. This time it's a Geodude. So yeah, Geodude, as I said before, is actually a useful Pokemon. It does evolve into Graveler, and Graveler does give some good defense EVs. So if you are actually training, for defense, I would recommend using Graveler to train your defense off of, because Graveler does give 3 defense EVs every time you battle it. So yeah, here we have Paras. Now Paras is not one of the most useful Pokemon, but it kind of is when you have absolutely no other Pokemon you really want. It does evolve into Parasect, and it does evolve some of the air moves. So here we have a Rocket Grunt. We Team Rocket are Pokemon gangsters. We strike fear with our strength. So here we have our first Team Rocket Grunt battle. Now obviously Team Rocket is not very smart, even in this game. They still do not make them smarter, because Pokemon used to think that that only little kids played Pokemon, which is obviously a complete understatement, because later older people started to play Pokemon, and now I believe they're actually making the games to suit older people. Now back, I haven't been a Pokemon fan for as long as it started, but I have been one for like 10 years or so. I didn't start to buy the games until recently, as I said in like my first episode. Now, oh my god, this commentary is sucking very badly. I'm sorry for the very bad commentary in these videos. It's just that I completely forgot how to commentate the way I did before, apparently. So we're going to send out Mira, obviously, since he has a Rattata. And obviously Mira is level 10 and his Rattata is level 11. We're going to obviously do the switch out experience trick. Now obviously I don't have this in set mode like my other walkthrough, because obviously I forgot to set it on set mode, but we already started, so yeah, we're pretty much going to screw the set mode part. Now obviously those are actually added Nuzlocke rules. The basic Nuzlocke rules are just, if your Pokemon faints, you're not allowed to use it anymore. You're not allowed to capture the first Pokemon in each route. That's pretty much the only route. Those are pretty much the only rules in a Nuzlocke challenge. There are no other rules. So obviously we're gonna keep in our Mira. He's gonna send out Zubat, which is gonna use Leech Life, and now obviously Zubat's gonna go for the Leech Life, which is gonna do 1 damage, and obviously we're going to go for the Peck again, which is obviously gonna be super effective, and Rocket Grunt's gonna go for the Leech Life again, which is gonna do crap damage and only zap one of our HP away. So yeah, we're gonna go for the Peck again, and obviously his Zubat's gonna go down, and we're going to gain 126 XP points. We're not gonna level up, but at least we defeated this stupid Rocket Grunt. Now, oh my god, I don't know what to say anymore. Jeez. So yeah, I'm going to start talking about obviously since I'm bored, I'm going to start talking about my opinion on some animes I've been watching. Now, obviously, I've been watching some animes. There's Black Butler. Now, my opinion on Black Butler is that Black Butler is a good series. It's just weird, and it can make no sense to somebody who doesn't like strange animes. Like, there's this weird demon butler called Sebastian that obviously looks really weird. And obviously, one of my my former, obviously, girlfriend on YouTube, Pikachu71, or I think Anime Girl, or whatever her new name is. She thinks that this Sebastian guy looks cute. Obviously, I've seen the anime. Realistically, since I'm not a girl, I can't really say that. So also, I've been watching Murder Princess, and then there's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I already mentioned in the other episode. So as you can see, we're pretty much lost, and we're trying to find our way through Mount Moon. Since I always get lost in Mount Moon, which is obviously not a good thing. Mount Moon is obviously one of the most confusing places in any Pokemon game for me. Obviously, following the Victory Road that we will run into later. Now, my least favorite Victory Road was Platinum. Now, because Platinum for some reason had a very confusing Victory Road that I didn't seem to enjoy. I had a lot of trouble with it. I got lost. I kept going in circles, and then eventually I found my way. Now, the easiest was the black and white one, because I don't know, because obviously the path was pretty straightforward. I knew where to go. I didn't use a guide at all when I played that game. So as you can see, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna put up an episode of my EV training explaining, but I only explain about EV training for like 2 minutes, because I don't know much about EV training. Now, when I upload the episode, but if you guys don't want to watch the episode, there's always better sites like Cerebi.net or Bulbapedia or Maryland.net that describe the whole thing of Pokemon EV training. So yeah, I'm sorry for the terrible commentary. I'm going to end the episode here. This has been Insane Dragon Knight HD. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.